to another episode of Big Time Success Stories with Small Town People. This is a show dedicated to hearing stories from successful folks all across the Illinois and Missouri region, and really just to dive into what it is that they've done that's got them to where they are today. My name is Jeff Seeberger. I'm with Kelsey Brenheisen. We are your hosts for the show, and today we're with Brock Jolliff.
Welcome, Brock.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, Brock. Brock owns and operates Jerry's Grill and Bar here in Centralia, Illinois, and we couldn't be more happy to have him with us today on the show. So thanks again for being
Thank you both. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
So Brock, as we kind of start off the conversation, tell our audience, just give everybody a little bit of a snippet about how you grew up, where you grew up, and what that was like for you.
Okay, so my dad was Jerry of the Jerry's Grill and Bar name. Originally Jerry's Bigger Jigger. My mom was Marilyn, and they opened the restaurant in 1970. I came along in 1975, and it was a family business. My older sisters, my older brother, we all worked in the business. So as I became of age, I helped more and more, get more involved with the family business, learning the day-to-day stuff and everything that comes along with running your own business and the sacrifices that come with having your name on the door, as they say.
What was your earliest memory working?
About 10 years old, I would help out. And then by the time I was 16, I basically ran the bar section of the restaurant. At that time, we had a huge building with an upstairs and downstairs that had about 500 seats. So I could do all the day-to-day stuff that became, with running all the liquor sales and bar business. So
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. 10 years old.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Your sister did say she was washing dishes at 7, so she has you beat.
Had I known, I could have said 6 and a half.
Well, I think, as a young man, you learned early what it was like to work. And Jim, you kind of got that work ethic instilled early.
Yeah, absolutely. Something in my later years, I was so thankful for that. Like, actually told my mom, thank you so much for giving me those skills that I didn't even realize that I was developing. I was just like, I have to go work again. But now, I feel like just those skills that were instilled in me as a kid, I could go do anything. I could go do any job. Mm-hmm. If I have a basic understanding of anything, I could complete any job. And not only that, working with like the leadership that mom and dad taught me, if I know a skill, I could teach it to anyone. Mm-hmm. I never went to school. Was probably not the world's worst student, but I was in the top 5% of the world's worst students. And I just didn't like school.
Yeah.
So, but I have those skills now today that I could do anything with.
So you mentioned earlier that your parents instilled some habits that you're grateful for now. What habits do you think every successful person has in common?
Well, I think the best thing for me was growing up in a family business. I didn't even know I was learning. Like, I just showed up every day and followed my parents' lead, my older siblings' lead, and just did the things that we do. Mm-hmm. So to me, like, the best habit that any successful person has, it's simple. It's like, there is no substitute for hard work. There's no substitute for showing up every day. No one cares more about your project than you. So the idea of always like, I have a couple other things that I do, but the thought of starting something and then completely turning it over to somebody else, I can't do that. Because like I said, no one cares more about what you're doing than you do. So you have to be there every day. You have to put in the work. And when I say hard work, I know that's changing from day to day. I don't literally mean like getting in and like working with calluses on your hands and but you have to be there. And if you're in a leadership role and you're leading a team, they want to see that. Mm-hmm. Like here at the restaurant, I'm here every day that we're open. And I do stuff on Sunday and Monday, usually when we're closed, to benefit the restaurant. Like, that's one of my key things. Like, I'm thinking all the time of, how can I make the restaurant better? How can I make my family's lives better? And when I say family, I mean restaurant family too. Like, everybody that works here is family. That's always the way it's been with a family-run business. So those are the things I keep in mind.
So Brock, we're talking about success, we're talking about habits, and this show is all about sort of our audience members being able to get tidbits from people who are successful about how they can be successful. So you look back through your life, and you've obviously learned a lot. You've taken a lot of nuggets out of life and applied them to your own life. But looking backwards, what do you think the Brock of today would go back and tell, if he could, the Brock at 25 years old, about what the next part of his life is going to look like? Any advice you'd give that 25-year-old Brock?
I think from a business standpoint, me of today, I'm more aggressive. Like, not only am I looking for things for this business, but I'm looking for other opportunities. And at 25 years old, I still kind of had the blinders on of, this is what I do every day. This is the business that I'm involved with every day. And I couldn't see out of those boundaries. And I almost think, just since we're talking about it, like maybe getting married, maybe having a kid, some of those things, like, okay, it's not just me now. Like, cause I was doing okay then. Like, I had, nice things and a nice life and worked every day and was totally happy with it. But it's almost like putting yourself out for other people. Now I need more, now I want more. So I need to expand. I need to think about other avenues instead of just this.
So the cool thing about all of us is we've all grown up in a family business, and you've talked about how your son comes in and helps even when you have to drag him in here. But what is your vision moving forward with Jerry's?
I think Jerry's as a whole would probably remain unchanged for the most part. Maybe little things like menu item tweaks and things like that. But at this point, I'm not going to expand another 50 or 100 seats or add a second floor or anything crazy like my parents did, like in the early 80s. Like, they literally added a whole second floor to the building and like an addition of 250 seats. Like, that's probably not for us right now. I just really want to get good, not perfect. Nothing's perfect. I want to be the best we can be at what we're doing right now. And there's so much of this, what we do here day to day, that's more about the people that are here doing it with. Like Doug, our chef, has been here. This is his 41st year, 41 years.
It's amazing.
Tammy is our everything gal. She does everything from make the cheesecake to waitress when we need, to be a hostess, like does day-to-day ordering. She's been here 39 years. Misty's been here 24 years. Amy's been here 8 years. Like, we have a lot of people that have been here a long time. So this is way more to me about the people that we're involved with every day and doing the best for them and providing hopefully the life that they love and enjoy. And yeah, Jerry's as a whole will remain unchanged for the time being. And, never say never, but no second floors in the near future.
No disco bars.
No disco bars.
Well, I tell you what, it's been awesome hearing about a lot of the history and a lot of the stories and kind of grasping some of those tips that you've shared today. I guess one last question I'd be curious to know is, if I'm a young man or young woman sitting here watching this episode, maybe I'm watching it 3 years from now, and I stumble across it on YouTube, and I want to watch something about how to be successful in business. What's one thing you would share with that person who's watching it 3 years from now that they can really take away from the video? If it's the only thing they take away from it, what would they take away that would help them really sort of have the light bulb go off on their head about how to really be successful in business?
Well, success, that's an easy question for me. Like, that's the easiest question we've asked all day, is like, success for me is happiness. And I think people maybe correlate success with money or success with things. And okay, maybe those things come along with your success, but success is happiness. I want my family to be happy, not just my immediate family, my Jerry's family, my team family, whatever that may be. Like, so let's work towards that goal. Think about those goals that create happiness. All of this is a means to happiness, not a means to a bigger house or a yacht or whatever those things. Yeah, if those things come, great. If those make you happy, great. But happiness should always be the motivating goal in any business that you create.
That's great, man. Well, listen, we certainly appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. I appreciate what you guys are doing. This is awesome.
Yeah, you're very welcome, and we're excited to kind of get your name and your company out there and get your message out there, because it's one that everybody needs to hear. So
Yeah.
thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, too.
Thank you.
That's it for today's episode with big time stories from small town people. Again, we have Brock Jolliff today with Jerry's Grill and Bar. So thank you for tuning in, and check us out on YouTube for the next episode.
Thank you.